Weight Loss Surgery, Chapter 10, Work. All right. I am disabled. I am on disability. I have a myriad of issues, including diabetes, sleep apnea, nerve damage, which happened at work one time. Hyperextended my arm, had a complication with my elbow where I had to get surgery. And then during that surgery, the doctor did something to my nerve, my ulnar nerve, and caused nerve damage in my arm, which makes it feel like it's burning throughout my hand. That gets worse the more I use it. Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, which is a connective tissue disorder, which means basically I can easily dislocate things. I'm hyperextend things, hyper elasticity. Also means that sometimes things don't heal well or as good as normal. I also have arthritis in my bones and some other stuff. So I'm on disability, and I've been on disability and not working for years, many years. My last job was at Walmart, and I learned through that, through dealing with the newer stuff, that I couldn't work anymore. Throughout being on disability, I've actually wanted to come back and do some work as just something to do, something fun to do, something to socialize. Just a little extra money would be nice. So I've contacted one of my previous employers. It's actually the arena here in Kingston, which is now called the Leon Center. And I had contacted the event staff management a few times before, and they've been different people. And I would contact them once, and then if nothing comes of it, like a year or two later, I would contact them again just to see if there's any openings. So I probably contacted them 2 or 3 times in the past, and nothing came of it, which is fine. Whatever, like, I understand. More recently, one of my old coworkers there, who is now, I think, a supervisor. Yeah, he's a supervisor. He introduced me to the now current manager of the team that I work for, and he said he introduced me to at an event I was happened to be at, and I'm super thankful of that. I introduced myself and said I'd love to come back and work there because I loved working there in the past, and I have a sense of pride of having worked there. And so we ended up emailing each other back and forth. Eventually, I got a job there. So I came back to work at the Leon Center. Super happy to do so. Like I said, I have a sense of pride being there. I love the atmosphere. I love working around a crowd. I love being personable. I love customer service. It's not too heavy on my disabilities. It can get heavy on my disabilities, just little enough to be fine. Like, I can deal with it. What you do there pretty much is depends on the shift. So sometimes you're an usher, sometimes you're a ticket taker, sometimes you're watching doorways, sometimes you're making sure the right people can get through certain areas. Sometimes you're watching certain sections of an event that's going on. It's a good shift. It's nice. So I had like 2, 3 shifts maybe, and then suddenly my surgery came up, and I thought I would be having my surgery months later, but it ended up coming up sooner than I thought. And I told work, and I'm like, I'm sorry to give last minute notice, but the surgery has come up, and I need to take it. And they were so nice. The person in charge has been very accommodating to my disability and also my surgery and the stuff that's happened after. So I ended up having surgery away for, I'm guessing, 3 weeks. And then I come back hoping to start working again. I knew that I'm faint and out of energy, but I was hoping I could still at least stand for 4 hours. So I do my first shift back, and I'm put in an easy spot, but a place where you have to stand for 4 hours to 5 hours straight. You can walk around a bit, but you have to stand there. I couldn't do it. My energy was so depleted. My heart rate was spiking at 130, like 125, 130, over and over again. I was feeling faint and dizzy. After about an hour, I was getting cramps in my legs, my upper back. Like, I was trying to get through it. And it was probably an hour and a half through the shift. And the manager of the team was by and he goes, "Is everything okay?" And I was like, I wanted to say, "Yeah, sure, no problem." I'm stubborn. But I gave in and was like, eh. And she goes, "Well, if you are having any issues at all, just let us know that you can't continue and we'll put you in the suites area. The positions in the suites area has chairs where you sit in. But a lot of people don't like it because you can't see anything and you're just sitting in a chair checking tickets or making sure someone doesn't pass a certain location while looking at a wall for 4 or 5 hours straight." About half an hour later, after she said, "Let us know," I let the supervisor know, and I was like, "I can't continue here anymore. I can't. I have to give in." So they ended up putting me up in the suites, and I sat there for the rest of the night, which was fine. I ended up being fine after that because I was able to rest and still do the job, but do it in a chair. That was great. Like, I love how they're able to accommodate. They've been amazing. Since then, I have had to have that limitation where, like, I can be put somewhere, but I'm probably going to have to be moved, or just put me in a place that has a chair because I don't have the energy. I'm not there yet. Otherwise, I can't work. And it's not me being stubborn. It's just a limitation that I know is there, and I have to work up to not being able to have that limitation, and I'm not there yet. So aside from, like, when I can have a chair and sit down and do the job, it's great. I'm fine. It feels like it did before all this. But if I'm standing for too long, I faint and I feel my body's heart rate spikes and everything goes downhill. And even now, just getting up from this chair or the couch or whatever, I get dizzy. So it's something I have to deal with, but I love that work is very accommodating and I love my job when I'm able to do it. And I look forward to continue working there. Plus, I was able to get into the 2XL work shirt that I talked about last chapter, which is great. So I'm happy about that too. So thank you, Leon Center, for being accommodating. Thank you, manager. Won't say the name because I shouldn't. And keep on watching these vlogs because I'll do more, I promise.